I think my grandmother would be proud for carrying on the tradition. I really do. I do a lot of this with her in mind.
Brian Taggerty thinks a lot about his work, not just his job as a carpenter, but his labor of love, the repair of vintage and antique dolls.
I believe every doll has a story to tell. We don't own our dolls. We are just the caretaker of the doll until the next owner. This old rag doll in the back row.
Taggerty, or Dr. Tag, as he's known, grew up not realizing that boys weren't supposed to play with dolls.
I grew up with the help of my grandmother and my mother, and my grandmother was a doll doctor. Dolls in every room, dolls on every horizontal surface, and I just grew up around dolls. This is where I bring my patients in.
Taggerty has turned his Elmira, New York home into part hospital, where the beds are almost always full, and part doll menagerie. Indeed, his door is always open for wayward dolls.
She's had some rough times, Dr. Tag.
She's seen better days, yes.
You're a doll repair doctor. What have you done for her lately?
Have you heard the saying that a shoe salesman's children are always needing shoes?
Is being a doll doctor an art or a science?
A little of both. It is an art form. Not anybody can do it. But it is also a science. You have to know the products you're using and how it will react on the doll you're repairing. The most common repair, it needs to be restrung. The elastic within the body is dry rotted, stretched too far and snapped.
So that means limbs are
Their
falling
limbs
off?
are falling apart.
So that's easy for you?
That's easy.
Limbless dolls, nothing for you? Decapitated dolls, not a problem?
Not a problem.
What's tough?
I think the eyes are the toughest parts because the eyes say so much about a doll.
The eyes are the window to the doll.
Yes, yes.
For Dr. Tag, who's president of the nation's Doll Doctors Association, repairing the most complicated of eye mechanisms isn't a problem.
And it has flirty sleep eyes.
They flirt from side to side? Are they going to move?
Yep, hold the right spot. Now move that weight.
Wow.
But there are limits to his healing powers.
There are dolls that come to me that I can tell has HPD, which is hard plastic disease, or stinky doll syndrome.
Is there a cure?
There is no cure. If I had bad body odor, it'd devastate me. But to tell a doll that she's going to stink the rest of her life, how do you tell a doll that?
Was there a point at which you kind of had to come out as a guy who likes dolls?
Well, I do come out all the time. I like people to get to know me first, and then I come out and say, I repair dolls. It just helps soften the blow.
And why is it a blow, do you think?
Because it's just wrong for guys to play with dolls, work with dolls, do anything with dolls in society's eyes.
And how do you feel about it?
I think they're wrong.
Taggerty has repaired thousands of dolls, most of which arrive by mail. Like this talking doll from the 1890s, whose voice box has gone silent.
Occasionally I'll get some that are local. I can see them fighting back tears. Those are the ones that have sentimental value. Sentimental value means something to somebody. It's that particular doll that is special. To replace the doll with the same type just isn't the same thing because it's not the one they had as a child.
She looks brand new.
Yes.
She looks like she looked when my grandmother gave her to me when I was 5.
Patty Alessi couldn't contain her girlish smile when she greeted her doll, Katerina, who had just been discharged from the hospital.
She is really the earliest recollection of my childhood. And I moved a lot, and I didn't hang on to a lot of things. And even though she was broken, I hung on to her. So I'm really happy to have her back.
For restoring Katerina and delighting her owner, Taggerty charged $20.
I don't do this for a living. I do construction for a living. This is what I do to live.
There aren't many doctors like Dr. Tag left in the country because most dolls today are not made to last.
Do you love dolls?
I grew up around them.
But do you love them?
Yes, yes. they love me back. And it's unconditional because they don't ask for any demands. They just there for me to enjoy.
How do you know they love you back?
Because they're always smiling.